Hello. This video is for Mineralocity users seeking to get a better understanding of the crushed stone market potential grade layer. This layer reflects grading that takes into account all factors when observing market potential for a crushed stone operation. Some of the information we tie into this is things like, what does the relative market look like that pertains to a particular point? And it takes into account two things: the relative demand based off of the population that we believe is tied to the given market of that given point, and who are likely supplying to that given market and how much. As a result, we're able to get a better understanding of what is the surplus or deficit of that given market. We also take into account things such as geology, which may be more pertinent to better understanding, is the geology favorable from the start? We also look at, are there existing producers that share that same geologic body that gives it more ground truth? We also have factors that make it less favorable or give it a lower grade based off of condition of federal land classification, national parks, or other state or regional limitations that exist for that given spot. So in this case, we have a polygon here that has been selected, and we have a breakdown of information of that given point. So for the general market that we see that pertains to this given point, there's likely a supply of 1.5 million tons with a market demand of 3 million tons, meaning that there is a deficit of 1.4 million tons of crushed stone for the given market, or 1.4 million tons has to be extensively shipped in to meet that market demand. You also get information such as the relative population of the given market that we anticipate is relevant from that given point. We also, as previously mentioned, tie into account the geology. In this case, limestone appears to be the primary geologic body present at this given point. The geologic body does not presently have current producers utilizing that geologic body, which means that there is not necessarily ground truth to validate that that body is suitable for crushed stone production. As you scroll down further, you'll see that with federal land designation, it is technically classified as unincorporated, which overall gives it an A- rating when considering all factors. Sometimes the grade will change if there's other things present. So as we zoom out, I'm going to show you what those look like. So some of the layers that we've included in here to help better understand what are some of the limitation or negative factors for trying to get a crushed stone operation. One is USA Parks. In this case, with this being Nephi, Utah, you have parks nearby it, so such as Mount Nebo and the region around it, which is technically identified as the Uinta National Forest, which is classified as a national park or forest. You also have regions that are incorporated, meaning main city designated areas. So in this case, the city of Nephi shows an extent here to where, based off city limits, there's likely not going to be a permit approved within this particular boundary, which is this black boundary as you see here. The third layer, and not the final layer that we also include into our analysis as far as negative factors, are federal and state reserve lands. You can see that there are extensive areas here that are classified as federal and state reserve lands, that when you click on them, help you to better identify what currently exists there, such as a BLM, managed fee lands, which does have some limitation factors as far as developments, but may not be as much of a negative factor as you may see with such as a national forest. All of these factors tie into account what makes it a positive or a negative grade.